welcome back everybody. Now that we've got our page over into Dreamweaver, it's time to start populating our website with all the pages that we want it to have. Now, obviously right now we don't have a whole lot going on in here, so the first thing we want to do is populate our page with all of our site with all of the different pages that we might want. So first I'm going to right click on Site and just go to New File. I'm going to call this one index.html. Now, index is a word that web browsers will recognize as a home page. You can't just call it homepage.html because it's going to look for index.html, but they are ultimately the same thing. Just make sure you get your wording right. And now, since we have 5 buttons, I'm going to make then 4 more pages. So, New File, and here's where my lack of original naming is going to come to get me. We'll call this one page2.html. I'm going to make another new file called page3.html. Another new file, page4.html. And another new file, page5.html. Now, I skipped page1.html because that link I'm going to reserve for going back to my home page. So button 1 is actually just going to go back to the index, not to actually any page 1 by name. Now, if you open these up, you'll see that they're all actually blank. And that's something that we don't really want to happen. We want to actually have content here. And that's why we have this. What we're going to try to do now is get this onto every single one of these pages. And it's really not that difficult to set up initially, and then we'll come back and work on this afterward, and I'll show you how that works out in a future tutorial. The first thing we need to do is convert this from an HTML file to a template file. Dreamweaver allows using templates, and basically what will happen is these pages will actually link out to the template file in terms of figuring out what it's supposed to look like. So it will actually include for us that visual for each of the pages that are linked to the template. Now, since we're using just one template, all of our pages are going to have this general construction, and then within this construction we'll be free to tailor it however we need to in terms of the content. So the first thing we want to do is make sure that your graphical layout is selected, and go to File, and way down here, past save as, past save all, down here is Save as Template. Don't confuse it with Save as and then picking Template. This is a special command, Save as Template. It asks what template name we want to give it, and I'm just going to give it main template. We could just call it template, but then if we add in other templates, say we want other pages to have slightly different templates, then that starts to get confusing. So I'm just going to call it main template. And you'll see right now we have no other templates to worry about. And I'm going to click Save. Update links, always a good idea to click yes unless you're not positive that you want to update any of the links. We have none, but in good habit, we're going to click yes anyway. Now you'll see up here, our file name has changed. Instead of graphical layout.htm, we now have main template.dwt. DWT is the file format that Dreamweaver uses, Dreamweaver template, to attach to other files. Now, when we click over here, still blank. So that's kind of unfortunate, but it's not something that we can't remedy. If we click over here, see where I have a Files tab? If I click my Assets tab, you'll see that we have all sorts of ways to organize our information. Here are all of our images, different colors, URLs, Flash Movie, Shockwave, all of that. And way down here, second from the bottom, is Templates. And it gives you a little preview, not a very compelling one, but a little preview of what it looks like. Since we have index selected, I'm just going to grab this, click and drag, and drop it. And just like that, index now looks like my main template. Page 2, same thing. Page 3, same thing. Noticing a pattern here perhaps? Same thing. And page 5, same thing. Now we have all of our pages looking like our templates. Now the problem you may be noticing is as I mouse around here, I just get a big no symbol. I can't do anything on this. That was me clicking a lot, in case you couldn't tell. That's obviously not something that we want to happen, so we're going to have to fix that in a future tutorial. But right now, we have achieved our goal. We've made it all look uniform. All of our pages will look the same. And just to make sure that we don't screw this up by quitting without saving, I'm going to go to File, and this time I'm going to pick Save All. Now what Save All will allow you to do is, if you notice here, little asterisk, 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 that means these have not yet been saved and changes have been made to them. When I go to Save All, you'll notice all those little stars disappear. That means all of my files are saved and up to date. I can now close out the main template. It says that it doesn't have any editable regions. That's okay. We're actually going to get to that next time. So I'm just going to click OK. And if you go back to Files, you'll see we still have that. This will now no longer touch, but these we are now free to work with once we get our template set up with an editable region. And we'll start working on that next time. So thanks for following along, and I'll see you soon.